Trash talking isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Michael Jordan.
When you trash talk, yeah, that's a game. It's a game of psyche now.
But once he felt that switch flip, it was already over.
A running conversation with Stacey Altman.
Whether he is the target or has someone in the crosshairs, almost every single one ends the same way.
I'm so sorry, Black Jesus. I'm so sorry.
I was terrified.
And he bust his ass all night.
He hit the shot on you, and then he tells you about it. You not only have to stand up to him physically, you have to stand up to him mentally.
He treating us like we in high school.
These are the stories told directly by the men who lived through it.
I know how to play the game. I don't think they know how to play the game that I'm talking to.
First up, a very young OJ Mayo knew better not to talk trash to Jordan, even in his 40s. Mayo had been hyped since middle school, treated like a future superstar everywhere he went. To guys like Mayo, MJ was the GOAT in history, not necessarily in the moment. So, during a private pickup run, Mayo, who was the only high schooler, started trash-talking MJ, treating him like just another competitor. That was a mistake.
You know, I'm playing in my camp against OJ Mayo. He was a top high school kid coming out. And I never met him first time. In front of my camp, he starts this thing about, you can't guard me, you can't do this. You know, I got my campus here, so I can't really go where I want to go because of my camp. So I stop the camp, send the kids to bed. We go back to playing. And he starts his whole thing, you know, that you can't guard me, you can't do this.
He said, okay, now let me handle my business. And he looked me in my face and said that. I'm like, what you mean? So he said, I need all the campers, everybody to leave, let's clear the gym.
So from this point on, it's a lesson. And from that point on, it was a lesson. He never won a game. I posted him up, I did everything. If I can ever show you that film, if you can ever ask him that, ask him about the thing that happened at my camp.
They're really getting into me defensively, and you know, he's backing me down, you know, said, better scream for mama, you know, it's mama, mama. Hit the famous fadeaway on me, and then, you know, I said, okay, you got it going. And then he said, hey, young fella, let me tell you something.
I said, look, dude, you may be the best high school player, but I'm the best player in the world.
Don't you ever disrespect, you know, the great like that.
For Jerry Stackhouse, he knew Jordan was the GOAT when he came up against him.
For me, Michael Jordan was a killer. It didn't matter. He wanted to come in and kill you. You know, when I remember my first game playing him in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. He dropped 48 in 3 quarters and wouldn't sit down and watch the rest of the game.
Michael, again picked up by Stackhouse. Michael with 10 to go on the shot clock. Nicely done. Michael for 3. Ring it up. Defensive play. Michael for 3. Ring it up. Jordan saved it to Pippen. Now Michael loses Stackhouse into the front row and then cans the jumper. 48 for Michael. Season high for him here tonight.
For the record, there was some people saying you were going to be the next Jordan, quote unquote. Yeah. So there was,
and he squelched that right away. Just like that. He may be, but not tonight.
MJ always held Stackhouse in high regard. They had something similar, as they were both college stars at North Carolina, even though MJ came over a decade before Stackhouse.
It's been said, a lot of things has been said from him about either I get favoritism from the fouls or, you know, he can beat me in a one-on-one game or whatever. And I look forward to the challenge of facing Jerry. I think I'm pretty sure he has the same respect or the same response to looking forward to playing against me.
He can't beat you one-on-one, can he? No, okay.
Tracy McGrady grew up idolizing MJ, and when it came to seeing his idol, T-Mac wanted to prove that he wasn't some fanboy lost in the moment.
In front of 30,000, you know, we played in the Sky Dome. 30,000 Mike had him coming in there, bro. And that was the year they had, 72-10? Pip comes out, all these players start coming out. Mike comes around that corner. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. The man had a glow, bro. I swear, Mike, dog, that shit is real.
I believe it.
That shit is real.
Hey, KG said the same thing. You just feel his energy. He don't say shit. You feel that energy.
I'm not joking, bro.
Black
It's
Jesus,
real.
man, I'm telling you.
Mike came out, I was like, damn, bro. I ain't know what to say, man. I was like, that's MJ, dog. That's MJ. So fast forward, I'm on the court with him for my rookie year. It took me about a quarter to get over the fact that this Mike.
You and Mike both had good games that game.
Hey, Mike had about 35. He probably had about 12 on me, easy. I'm like, man, this is Mike, bro.
On the rookie. Oh.
T-Mac came into the league in Jordan's final years and relished every matchup, even though most ended badly for his team.
What was it like being on the same court as MJ as an 18-year-old rookie?
Now, this is my first time playing in front of like 30-some thousand people because our original games be 12,000. But when Mike and Chicago Bulls come to town, it's 30 plus in that mode. They gotta bring like extra seats and shit. So I was excited, man, to go up against them guys, have my best game. I want to show, my somebody that I idolize, one of the players that I idolize. I want to show them that why I'm here as a high school kid. And it was just fun to be out there playing against dudes, man. But Mike, to see Mike up close and personal, just how smooth he was and how he changed his game at the time, because it wasn't the Mike from the 80s, right? It was a different type of Mike. Man, dog, that man's incredible. He's incredible.
Even the game's biggest and toughest didn't wish to come up against Jordan. Shaquille O'Neal was literally the most dominant player of his era and was scared of nobody except MJ.
Goes 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter and still wins the game. Michael Jordan! Oh, vintage Michael!
Shaq was one of those who loved watching Jordan when growing up, and facing him was totally different. But he learned.
I don't know, that feeling MJ used to give you when you would watch him at the top of the key, it's 2, 3, 2.
He's the only.
Sink that shot.
He's the only man that had me terrified on the court. Because I went from high school admiring him, college admiring him, and then he's right there in front of you. And all the shit you see on your poster, like he's doing it in real life. Like he came by me so fast one time, I was like, oh shit. Mike, I was terrified.
In overtime, to put him up 6. Speaking of spectacular, oh baby! So much for 1 or 2 dribbles. I guess that would be 2% that he doesn't. This time he crosses over, goes right through the defense, and Horace Grant has 2 fouls. So all he can do is watch him elevate and fly by.
After the Magic eliminated the Bulls in the second round in 1995, Jordan came back for his first full season after retirement, and standing in his way to the finals was Orlando. Darrell Armstrong was right in the thick of that playoff tie and all the drama that followed it. This time, however, the Magic made a mistake by poking the bear, particularly Nick Anderson, who mocked MJ. In Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals the previous year, Anderson stripped Michael Jordan late. And afterward mocked him by saying that number 45 doesn't explode like number 23 used to. Jordan was wearing 45 because he hadn't switched back to his old number yet after returning from baseball. That comment didn't age well. Jordan came out aggressive the very next year.
Second round, we play Michael Jordan now.
Yeah.
That's when Nick Anderson stole the ball.
Yeah.
To this day, until I saw what was the Last Dance, I did not know Nick Anderson said
he wasn't the same.
45 is not 23.
Oh Lord, I would have said, man, y'all, you don't shut the fuck up. What is you doing? You don't get this man no feel. What did you do?
So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. I say, so game 2.
All that time you never knew that?
Never knew it, because I was newcomer still.
Yeah.
So game 2, never forget. He comes out, keeps his top on, got his pants off, shorts on, and then they do the announcement.
Took that shit out, had that 23 on.
They did the announcement. He said, wearing number 45, Michael Jordan. Yeah, crowd go crazy. We at home, but it sounded like we in Chicago. because of him. So he kept his top on. Boy, both teams broke out of the huddles. Coming to the court, that motherfucker took out that damn thing. I saw 2-3. I said, oh, Lord, we in trouble. Superman's in the building, back cat, whatever you want to call him, Jesus. We in trouble tonight. So they end up winning game. They won game 2.
The pull-up. It's down for a 3.
He can guard you. I'm not so sure.
Michael Jordan has 11 points. He's too open. Jordan with the block of Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, baby.
So they end up beating us.
Yeah.
So we beat them in, I think, game 3, or they beat us. I'm not for sure, but we ended up winning 4-2 on that court. That was the first time Horace Grant left Chicago.
Yeah, y'all carried him off the court. I remember all that shit. I remember all that bullshit.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't like that.
They say Jordan's trainer, like, when you want to start? He said tomorrow, lifting weights. And he said, all he kept thinking was Orlando. Man, they played us there was Shaq last time in Orlando. They played us, they swept us. But I never forget this, and you can go back and look at the stat sheet, and they was fucking with Horace Grant. Horace couldn't do nothing, put his head down and just laugh. It was on the free throw line right in front of us. Jordan, Scotty was talking shit. Jordan had 2 free throws at the end of the game. He hit the first one and missed the second one on purpose. And we was like, what the fuck you doing, you know? Somebody said, look at the scoreboard. He left 45 on the scoreboard. You know Jordan petty in the motherfucker. He left 45 for last year on the scoreboard. Go back and look at game 4. Stat sheet.
That loss was the beginning of the end for the Magic as Shaq left the next season. Meta Sandiford Artest was one of the few players who fused from the old era to the new one. A former Defensive Player of the Year and 4-time All-Defensive Team member, Artest came up against a lot of great players, but Jordan was something else.
If you were guarding Mike in his prime, how would you defend him?
For one, honestly, I think, let's just compare it to the greats I played against.
Okay.
In their prime.
Okay. You put Kobe,
So Kobe,
T-Mac,
yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah.
You play KD.
KD was, all right, so when I caught KD in 2010, he was just becoming really good.
Right.
I think Jordan was a little bit better maybe than those guys.
Right.
I think Jordan would have gave me 50 a couple times.
Really?
For a young Reggie Miller, it all began innocently. Reggie came into the league in 1987, a skinny rookie trying to prove he belonged. He was good, but maybe he didn't realize that it wasn't so much of a talking game on the floor. He went up against Michael Jordan in preseason, and early on, he was feeling good.
My rookie year, we were playing the Chicago Bulls, and this is Michael Jordan's 3rd or 4th year in.
Okay.
And we were playing the next exhibition game in some obscure place. And most veterans do not like to play in exhibition games. They want to get to the real thing. I'm a wide-eyed, energetic rookie. We're playing this exhibition game, and Michael's going through the motion. And Chuck Person, who's on my team, who's a trash talker as well, is like, can you believe Michael Jordan, the guy everyone's talking about, who's supposed to be able to walk on water, you're out here killing him, Reg. This is in the first half. He's like, you should be talking to him. He's like, you know, you're right, Michael, who do you think you are? The great Michael Jordan? That's right, there's a new kid on town, right? Kind of looks at me and starts shaking his head. So at half, I have 10, and he has 4 points, right? And I'm doing all this talking. He's like, okay. Into the game in the second half, he ended up with 44. And I ended up with 12. So he outscored me 40-2. And as he's walking off, he's like, be sure and be careful, you never talk to Black Jesus like that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Black Jesus. I'm so sorry.
Did you ever do it again?
Never to Michael Jordan. Never to Michael.
Reggie would go on to become one of the best guards of his era and had some memorable matchups with MJ, including that famous 7-game series in 1998 as Reggie and company pushed the Bulls to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Gets it in the middle for the win. It's there! 0.4 of a second. Yeah, you can dance, Reggie.
That was the only time MJ played a Game 7 en route to his 6 championships. One player who took over Reggie as the ultimate shooting guard was Ray Allen. Allen arrived in 1996 for the Milwaukee Bucks, right in the middle of MJ's second three-peat. Trying to keep MJ at bay was something Allen never really liked.
Mike wanted to
kill you. Was he mean to you?
No, he wasn't. He actually killed me slowly, and yeah, he would comment to the coach, he's actually doing a great job out here, and meanwhile he's pouring in 45.
Wait, he's talking to your coaches?
Yeah, I remember Chris Ford, he's yelling at me. Chris Ford's yelling the whole time, like, rookie, get in front of him, get in front of him. And I'm fronting him on the post, and MJ just kind of slowly glides across the floor, and he gets the ball and shakes and scores. And I did everything the game plan said, and then there's a break in action. We're sitting there, and, Chris Ford is just down there just hammering me, and MJ was like, he's doing a great job, coach. He's actually doing a great job. Meanwhile, he's got 45 on the books. So I was like, yeah.
Did you think that Mike didn't want you taken out because he had 45 in the books? Like he wanted you to guard him?
No, I honestly believe that he didn't think that anybody could stop him. He could score whenever he wanted to score, wherever he wanted to score. So it didn't matter what I did out on the floor. He was going to get his touches. He was going to get his points.
One player who was impossible to keep his mouth shut was Gary Payton. His relationship with Jordan was interesting because Payton wasn't scared of anybody. The glove talked trash as naturally as he breathed. And when he came into the league, he thought Jordan was just another star you could get under the skin.
Who was the first person when you got to the league to bust your ass?
Y'all know that motherfucking MJ. it was some bud. I didn't know it was him. Straight bud. Want to hear the story? Yeah, I was talking shit to him in preseason. I didn't know that they don't play in preseason. Right. So I'm killing him. Had about 21. He played about 7-8 minutes. Then all of a sudden, we got to play him in the first game of the regular season. He come to Seattle. First thing he get on the floor, he was like, Pip, Armstrong, the young fella, he mine all night. And he bust his ass all night. And he's like, this ain't preseason. You know what I'm saying?
Payton learned from that experience, and when the finals rolled around in 1996, Payton had the confidence to go up against MJ.
Now, the two of you had been going at it for a while. I guess at one point he said, don't ever talk shit to Black Jesus.
Yeah.
And you said,
that I don't care about Black Jesus. I don't care about none of that. You ain't gonna talk crazy or nothing. So I took it as a challenge to always go against him. He brought everything out of me. You know what I'm saying? And they were always considering him the best offensive player and me the best defensive player at our positions. So I didn't care about that. I'm not backing down. You play basketball just like I play basketball. I'm talented just like you talented. So I don't bow down to nobody.
Yeah, and you guys are roughly the same size.
Yeah.
Same height, same overall build.
Right.
Same position. Like it's really like
it's like
right
clash.
there. Yeah, it's a clash.
Clashing. It's just two Rams hitting each other head.
In the 1996 NBA Finals, the Bulls faced the Seattle Supersonics. And the matchup everyone remembers is Payton eventually being assigned to guard MJ. Early in the series, Payton wasn't Jordan's main defender. He was dealing with a calf injury and also had a huge role running Seattle's offense.
Yes.
So the Sonics used other players on Jordan while Chicago jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Before Game 4, Payton pushed coach George Karl to let him take the assignment personally. Once he did, the energy of the series shifted. Payton picked Jordan up full court, played him physically, and constantly pressured him into tougher shots. Jordan was still scoring, but his efficiency dropped compared to the first 3 games. Seattle responded by winning games 4 and 5, avoiding a sweep and briefly making the finals feel competitive again. Payton later said he believed he changed the series, and many analysts agree that his defense was one of the few times in Jordan's prime where a single defender visibly disrupted his rhythm over multiple games. Even so, the Bulls were too experienced and too balanced. Jordan adjusted, Chicago steadied itself in Game 6, and they closed out the championship. Payton held Jordan for his lowest scoring output in the finals, even though MJ came out tops in the end. One player who almost instantly regretted trash-talking MJ was Kevin Garnett. KG was very young when he first came into the league. He came straight out of high school, full of energy, full of mouth for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He tried talking about Jordan like he was just another regular matchup.
Tell me what that was like. Mike was heat, man. You see how I went, like in the back, Matt was sitting in front of me and I went like this to him. I said, did you feel that? I said, yeah. I said, that's how Mike was, yo. Like, when he was on the court, he was just, he felt the wave. He was you have to look at it. Listen, he was a dog. You understand? Everybody think Mike used the big words and charisma and the smile and the It's a whole nother side to that, y'all. Ooh, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And anything that would either shake or rattle or came off as disrespectful, he reacted to it. And it was motivation. And I actually took a little piece of that out from when you play, because when you play, dog, y'all don't understand that you got to be in a certain. Me and Jack can be best friends. I can be cool with Matt, but out here, I got to put Matt on his ass for this layup. Because if not, when I get back to the locker room and the door shut, it might turn into something else for me. We in Chicago, you know, it's my rookie year, the second half of the year. You know how you're not caught on now, right? Now you got your little 1-2 moves, you getting them off right now. You got some confidence, right? So I'm in that. So I'm in the wave, I'm playing decent, I'm starting whatever, however. We get to Chicago. Ronnie was just in the bad crash. I haven't had no sleep, so I'm on a getting back to the go. I got about 70 people at the game, the hood in here. We all in here, right? So I'm just on one, but I haven't had no sleep. I'm just on like a, you know, I come in here, man, and it was hard seeing my partner in the bed like that. He had a big ass halo around his neck, but he was such in good spirits, man. Phil, shout out to Ronnie Fields, my dude.
He still was dunking with that shit on, too.
Listen, bro, he was dunking that motherfucker. Doing the same dunks with the halo on his head, which is crazy. Anyway, I'm playing, right? But JR is having a good game. You know, JR Mike kind of like JR Ryder. Shout out to JR Ryder, right?
Easy Rider.
So I'm like, so as we come out the timeout, just I'm on, y'all. I can't even explain it. I was just like, keep killing that nigga, yo. Killing that nigga. Boning, yo, straight up. You have a good game, Joe. Keep going. But it was on some like just fly by, like he was like, yeah, you too. So as I'm walking off, nigga right here. Mike can hear me, but I don't really give a fuck. So I'm like, so I double back like, yeah, man, keep killing that nigga, yo. You killing that motherfucker. So as I say that, I feel it. Hands on hips, legs locked.
Then look,
the nigga stabbed me for about 15 seconds.
You feel that?
So I start to feel it. There's two ways you can go in this. I can walk this off out like I don't even feel it and play it off and dummy out. Fuck that. Now I'm in here, I got so I'm on. Keep killing this nigga. Okay, keep it up. So I hear JR go, yo, all right, yo, fella, keep going, yeah, you too. So he's trying to get me off and over. I don't even, you know, now that I recall it, he was trying to kind of just get off and over. So he goes, so I double back, go, and get ready to say something. So he go, hey, look, Mike, he don't really know how I see him and Mike having a conversation. So he's like, he don't really know he excited, whatever. So now MJ on the back leg joint, you know.
Leaning on you.
Like,
is that right?
Okay, yeah, huh? I can't even really describe the next like 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all. In this next 6 to 7 minutes of play, y'all, we get two 10-second calls. You know, when you bring the ball up, you gotta get across half court. 2 10-second calls. We down 25 now. It was just at 2. Mike had 18. He had like 40 now. JR, myself, we ain't scored in like about 4 minutes. Then I subbed like 3 of the starters. Like it's just finally flipped. It got bad quick, y'all. I come to the joint and they know this. When you come and you've been on the run, when you not got back on the floor, got back, had to rebound, and you feel like you on defense all the time, you come to the bench like this. So I was like, JR, man, my bad, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He like, it's cool, man. I told you, just shut your ass up, man. You're not fucking. So you got in between the Gatorade there where you like, damn, and next thing you know, we over there like this. And Mike came down, okay, young fella, okay, damn, young fella, damn, y'all done? Damn, young fella. Never talk shit to Mike ever again in life. I seen him at All-Star, apologize, man, you know, I was fucking, man. I ain't never did it to nobody else, but I had that, man, look, respect, man.
KG was well known to be a relentless talker on the court, but he knew then that the MJ line was not a good line to cross. John Starks was another player who dared to cross the MJ line. Starks' battles with Jordan felt different because of the Knicks-Bulls rivalry. Starks has talked about Jordan throwing out personal jabs mid-game, stuff meant to break your focus, not just hurt your feelings. And Starks fought back and never backed down.
You got Michael Jordan. You got to guard Michael Jordan, right? Does he talk a lot on court?
No, he don't talk unless you talk to him. And you don't want to do that.
But when he sees a rookie.
Yeah, when he sees, he was talking. He was talking at the time.
What'd he tell you? What'd he say?
Well, he told me before the night over, you're gonna be calling me Mr. Jordan. You know. And so I played very well that first game against him. And at the end of the game, I went up to him. I said, he said, I said, you didn't get Mr. Jordan out of me tonight. So
Jordan was the nightmare to guard.
Yeah, he was. We used to get scouting reports on certain guys, and you look at the scouting report, and they say, well, you can take your right hand away, take your left hand away, push him this way, push him that way. On him, it's just like, good luck. Yeah. So he was special in that way. Yeah. Plus, he had a will like no other player that I ever played against. Certain guys I can get to mentally, but him I could never get to mentally. And believe me, I tried my best. But, you know, he was that special player that you couldn't break his will. You know, if anything, you just taking him to another level.
Magic Johnson isn't one to talk trash, but one time with the Dream Team, Magic poked MJ just enough above the limit.
You don't seem like a trash-talking kind of guy
I'm not, and I never talk trash, but one time in my entire life.
With Jordan?
With Jordan.
Oh, all right.
First ever time ever talking trash. So we're with the Dream Team.
Okay.
For 3 days in a row, we had came into a tie because what Coach Daly did, he split the team up East versus West. So Barkley, Jordan, Larry Bird, Pippen, and Patrick Ewing all played in the East.
Wow.
And then we had the West guys, myself, David Robinson, Malone, Mullen, Drexler, and John Stockton. So we would play every day, tie. So this is the 4th day. And we got out on them about 12-2. And I said, I'm gonna really rattle his chain. So I went over there, tapped him on the shoulder, and said, hey man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're gonna blow you out today. Jimmy, his eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. He broke the huddle, he hit a 3 and he's looking at me. So he came down again, hit another 3. So the greatest shot, now I've been involved in all 3 of them. First, Dr. J walked out in air, out of bounds.
Oh yeah,
reverse layup, under.
Right.
Michael Jordan in 1991 came down on us with the right hand, tongue out. He switched in midair to the left, spun it against the glass. Now this is the greatest shot I've seen. He came down the right side, took off. David Robinson took off, and he said, okay, I'm gonna just sit here in air. Because I know David Robinson is gonna go down. So David Robinson went to the ground. He 360, tongue moving, and dunked it.
In a practice game.
In a practice game. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was just stunned, and all of us were stunned to see him hang in the air that long and 360. Michael Jordan is so incredible.
Well,
There'll never be.
The moral is you should not talk trash to Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Thank
you. Say 360, you mean like it was like full, like this, all the way?
That was probably the moment Magic confirmed that a new sheriff was really in town.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Throughout the 1980s, the league had been defined by Magic and Larry Bird. Their rivalry powered the NBA's rise in popularity, and they were the sport's biggest stars, meeting in the finals, winning championships, and shaping how basketball was played and marketed. But by the end of the decade, a younger generation was pushing forward, and MJ was clearly at the front of it. During the 1991 NBA Finals, Jordan's Chicago Bulls faced Magic's Los Angeles Lakers. Chicago won the series, and Jordan secured his first championship. From that point on, the league spotlight centered on him, up until that moment with the Dream Team in '92. Muggsy Bogues always loved to go up against MJ, never minding the huge difference in height and build. At just 5'3", Muggsy came into the NBA with a lot of confidence for the shortest man in the history of the sport.
Any great memorable matchups or stories against MJ you could share?
Well, you know, MJ, he always liked to, well, I would say, he always liked to fuck with me. That's just who we are with one another when we come in contact. I mean, even off the court to this day, you know, walking around, he'll put his hand up high, try to, for me to give him a high five. And I'll put my hand down low, like, nigga, you come down and give me a low five. So it's just the way we compete against one another. But M, man, he always tell you, especially when we playing the game, it was some stuff that's going on in the internet where they say that he called me a midget, which is not true. And they felt like he had some kind of impact, which is not true. He always called me short, little fella. Yeah, you know, little ass. He always called me little ass and that sort of stuff. So we playing against them. Of course, he got the ball. He got the ball up in the air, and I'm playing on the baseline one-on-one. And of course, everybody on my team know that I don't like help. Don't come and help me. I don't care where you are. Where the guys, don't come help me. No back and try to back me down because guys ain't used to playing their back to the backs anyway. But anyway, this particular moment, and I guess it became infamous because he got it's a card that's out where he holding the ball up and I'm looking right at him.
I seen it.
And I'm talking shit to him. And I'm talking shit to him. I'm telling him, come on, what you gonna do? And then all of a sudden he started to try to back me in. And try to back me in and try to back me in. And then all of a sudden he tried to turn around and shoot his little jumper. I smacked it down, but they called illegal defense on somebody because they was on across the line. But I always fucking with that time that you know that was a steal, don't you? We play with each other in that back and forth. That's what I do. That ball defender, I'm gonna make you think about that when you got that ball in your hand.
Yes, sir.
For Dikembe Mutombo, he learned early that even confidence could be dangerous around Jordan.
Are you afraid of Michael Jordan?
It took Michael about 7 years before he dunked on me.
Really? Was he a trash talker? You ever trash talk you?
Oh, Mike did.
Really?
And then that would make me a good challenger.
Yeah. Did you ever just say Space Jam?
No, I remember on the free throw line in Denver, say, Mutombo, no, I never dunk on you, but I'm giving you this. He closed his eye and he shot a free throw and he banged it.
I told him I was gonna shoot this with my eyes closed. You won't do it. But he never known I'd done this before.
Makes it, 3 games now, right?
As you know, I closed my eyes and shot it and made it. And I told him, welcome to the NBA.
In all fairness, Mutombo was one of the best defensive players of his era. He was a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and even MJ had it tough against him.
There's a feed, Jordan. Blocked away by Mutombo. Jordan lost that ball going up, but Dikembe right there, perfect timing on that block.
Mutombo always claimed that Jordan never dunked on him.
Oh, in the league? Since you've been in the league? No, I got it.
No.
Been in the league.
Mike, come on, man.
You can't
be for real. You haven't got me yet.
Huh?
Mike,
don't even try it.
You want me to go call Scotty?
You have to call Scotty.
Boy.
What you gonna call Scotty for? I haven't got you recently. Yeah, I agree with that.
No, you haven't got me in 6 years. 1, 2 times, just go ahead and say it. You can't take the camera off because he doesn't want it to be in the camera.
I want you to listen to this and go back in the archives and get it. And show it up.
No.
Never.
He said, I'll get you one day.
No. He never dunked on you. He never put you on the highlight.
No. He said, I would love to have you on my poster, but it's not happening.
It's not going to happen. You know he's lying. It's never going to happen. Come on, man. All right, we're going to cancel your green.
Boy, who gets Scotty, man?
But classical Jordan made sure to remind Mutombo when he finally dunked on him by doing his celebration.
Michael get it forward for the fresh shot clock. MJ. He did it! Michael shakes the finger, but he finally got his dunk on Mount Mutombo.
I tell Michael, okay, you can celebrate, you got one, but I was too far away when I was coming in. I have to go underneath the basket to try to reach, and I was just late. But I'd say, Mike, why you needing just come, go one-on-one with me and try to see if you can get there. He never tried that.
Byron Scott knew better than most not to piss MJ off.
In every game that I went in playing against MJ, first of all, I was like, man, I'm happy it's just twice a year. You know, he ain't in the West Coast, I'm happy it's twice a year. And it wasn't I was scared, it was just like, I know this dude's a killer. I said, but I gotta go out here and show up.
Yep. Right.
You know, I'm gonna challenge his ass as much as I can, But I also had to understand that, you know what? Play off his weakness. And at the time, it was his jump shot. I'm like, man, I'm gonna embarrass him to make him shoot jump shots. And it was games where I guard him, he was 6 for 26. And then there was games, the most he scored on me was 39.
Okay.
You know.
That's a lot.
And that's a lot, you know, and he was averaging 31. So, you know, but the 6 for 26, I was like, all right, did my job. The next time I played, you know, he had 39.
Yeah.
But it would take him 30 shots to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make it hard on you.
That's a hard 39.
I'm gonna make it hard as hell.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not an easy.
You're gonna respect. I respect you, but you got to work for this.
Right. So if a guy's getting an easy 39, then you try. You can count the Christmas.
But it's funny because we played against him in the Forum, and it was my 10th year in the league. So it was my last year with the Lakers at that time. We had drafted a guy, Anthony Peeler, from Missouri. Lefty, exactly. So I hurt my ankle. So the trainer's like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to play tonight. And I was like, well, we'll see. You know, let's just wait till game time. So Chicago's bus is coming down the Forum, and I'm walking out. MJ gets off, and he was like, B. Scott, what's up? I said, man, what's up, MJ? He said, man, I heard you ain't playing tonight. I said, yeah, I don't know yet. He said, well, if you don't play, who gonna guard me? I said, Anthony Peeler. He said, the rookie? Shit, 50. Swear to God.
Hey,
Swear to God.
What?
And so,
no hesitation.
No hesitation. So I go home, I come back to the game, got my suit on. You know, the players go out to warm up, and then Anthony's coming towards the bench, and I say, Anthony, listen. He said he's going for 50 tonight, so what you don't want to do is piss him off.
Right, yeah.
I said, this is how you guard MJ. I said, don't be all physical and trying to body him, because he's going to go around you, man.
Yeah.
I said, back up, give him space, dare him to shoot jump shots, challenge him. He make them, he make them.
Right.
I got him. Okay.
Good defense, and Jordan with a big jam.
Just stepping back, and it's a clear jump shot.
By 4.
He knows.
Jordan's turnaround over 3.
That's right.
Michael spots the opening. Jordan gets the good bounce. Their offense. 33 seconds.
Every time MJ scored, he looked at me on the bench.
Told you.
54.
Ooh.
What? 54. And Mr. Dunk, Mr. Breakaway Dunk that hit the back of the rim.
Yeah, I remember that
54.
one. No side joint. Yeah, I remember.
Told me, he said 50, 54.
I love it.
That's how bad that boy was.
Mike was a bad dude. Man. Mike was a bad
man.
Scott was a huge part of the Showtime Lakers and witnessed Jordan's rise from the late 80s up until the Bulls beat the Lakers in the 1991 finals to set off the Chicago era. Scott wasn't at the receiving end of MJ's wrath, but he knew then that MJ in his mood was dangerous. That was the same Vernon Maxwell realized. Even after MJ left the game to play baseball and came back, he still had that aura and element of the MJ that was a killer.
Mike was just coming back from that baseball. And he came in that motherfucking Philly and had like 38 Artest. Damn. The motherfuckers like he was hanging from the rafters and that motherfucker jumping out that motherfucking rafters. I was like, where did this just came from and dumped that motherfucker? God damn, he came out the ceiling. This motherfucker, god damn, man, this shit is crazy, man, but yeah.
What was it like for you having to guard MJ? Like, what were you thinking about the night before? What was going through your head when you saw MJ coming up on the schedule?
Oh, my goodness, man. You look at that shit when they bring out the schedule in the summertime, when they put them goddamn schedules out, you look and you put that damn mark on Chicago. And you just, the night before, you ask me shit, man, it's sleepless nights, man. That shit be rough. I mean, man, think about this shit, what you got to do tomorrow, and you don't want to get embarrassed, and you know this motherfucker don't know how to stop coming at you. He gonna, just like you just keep coming and coming and keep that damn foot on your throat, man, and he just keep coming, and man, you just have to do some shit try to do some shit to him that nobody else ever did to try to get him off his square. But shit, you know, you can't touch him, you can't do nothing to him, man. So, and man, I just tried to do a shit that nobody else would do to him. But Mike is Mike, man, the best player ever, man, I ever played, because I never thought I'd see nothing like that, man. I used to see the bottom of that motherfucking tennis shoes, man. When that motherfucker take off, spin on me so quick, man, I should be standing there, I'd be like, oh shit, where is he at? That motherfucker be boom, I'd be like, oh Lord, I just try to run back my head there, because everybody like, oh shit, and he'd come up behind you, you know, Michael, he's some funny child shit. He gonna run up behind you, hit you on your ass like that. Man, don't put your hands on me. You on a different jersey, man. You don't touch
a different
jersey. That's what he do to you, man. But Mike, man, is the best, man. I mean, all these kids talk a lot of shit, Ja. You know, I love you and your daddy. Hey, man, stop with that shit, man. You ain't want them problems, bro. I'm just telling you, Ja. I'm looking at all these damn cameras at these boys. You don't want them problems, bro.
Was MJ talking shit to you, or would he kind of tone it down a little bit when you were guarding him, or were y'all going at it?
He really didn't. He really wouldn't say too much to me. I was trying to get him rattled and say shit to him. I was like, damn, you ain't gonna say nothing? You know, but our thing with me and Mike, when we used to play against each other, he used to post me up all the time, because I'm 6'4" and shit, and I was like probably the heaviest I ever been in my life. Probably was 190 pounds. And he's goddamn 6'6", 218, and he used to post me up all the time. And when he figured out that turnaround shit, and he used to f me up with that.
For Horace Grant, he saw MJ up close as they were teammates for the first three-peat before he went to Orlando. He saw the real side of Jordan, the one with no limits as long as you were on his path to winning.
Can you talk about the level of ish talk? Because everyone says that Michael had the golden boy image at the time, but he was the worst trash talker, that he would say anything. You were right there, just how nasty a trash talker was Michael.
With MJ, nothing was off limits.
Your mom, your wife, your kids,
your brother, your dog, you name it. Nothing was off limit. And that's that competitive nature that he had. You know, a kid named LeBradford Smith used to play with the Bullets, Wizard. He had 38 points on MJ. And we had to play him the next night. MJ didn't talk to anybody, walking off the court. And everybody was saying, oh, this is the next MJ. And he had scored those many points on MJ. The next game we played them in their home, in their arena, MJ had 40 at halftime. 40. And you never heard of LeBradford Smith again.
Never. And I'm from D.C. I don't remember LeBradford Smith.
Sometimes it was best to just let MJ do his thing, because when he is in the mood, it is on.
Here it is again. Oh, yes! This is one for the book, UB.
And Sam Cassell learned that playoff Michael Jordan was unbeatable on his day. Cassell had led the New Jersey Nets to the playoffs, but the problem was they had to get past Jordan.
We played them. I was playing for the Nets. We played them in the first round in the playoffs. This was Keith Van Horn rookie year. The first game, I swore we was going to beat them. They won by like 4 or 5 points, and we had them. I said, we're going to beat the Bulls. Oh, my God, we're going to beat the Bulls. Man, second game, he had like 24 points. Second game, he had like 25. Game 3 in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Now you come on the start line out, you for the jump ball, you dap everybody out. That motherfucker looking at me and say, ho, where you going on vacation at? I was like, what the fuck you mean where I'm going? This game going to game 4. Man, that man had like 23 in the first quarter. Calipari Perry was the coach with me in New Jersey. Second quarter, Cal say, hey, Sam, we down like 19. Cal say, hey, man, I'm gonna let some of the other guys play, get some playoff. Sherman Douglas was my backup point guard. Sherman Douglas looked at me and say, halftime, we in the locker room. Sherman looked at me and say, we had Xavier McDaniels too. I said, X, you gotta do something. X, you gotta do something. You gotta fight them. I said, you gotta fight them and do something. X said, shit, fighting ain't gonna help us right now. Shit. We down 30 at half. Man, it was crazy, man. But to me, he's like, people try to categorize him and LeBron. I think Michael Jordan is in.
I'd say that all the time. He over there. He over there.
The Nets were swept, and MJ would go on to lead Chicago to their second three-peat. One player who was part of that three-peat dynasty was Steve Kerr. But before he joined the Chicago Bulls, Kerr was scared to death when watching MJ from the bench as a rookie.
You know, my experience was totally different than these guys because I was a, late second-round pick. I didn't know if I was going to make the league. I was on a non-guaranteed contract. And I'll never forget one of my first exhibition games, we played the Bulls. And I was just trying to make the roster. And Michael Jordan gets the ball right in front of our bench. And I'm already scared to death. Like, God, I hope I don't get into this game. I'm not ready for this stuff. And he holds the ball out. He holds the ball out and he looks right at me. And I'm on the bench just kind of like, he holds the ball out and he goes, watch this. And he turns, he went right around Dan Marley, bam, dunks it, looks back at our bench and just starts laughing. And I'm looking like, there's no way in hell I can ever make this. Now I really don't want to.
I thought he looked at you and said, 10 years from now, I'm going to throw this to you.
Kerr was eventually a crucial piece to Chicago's second three-peat, including scoring the winning shot in the 1997 finals after receiving the ball from MJ. It was a full-circle moment for Kerr, who in his first year thought he would never survive the league. Steve Smith, however, wasn't so lucky to be on MJ's side of the court. But he relishes every matchup he had with Jordan, even the ones where he was totally humiliated when MJ decided to do the most MJ thing ever.
Drives again.
You spent a lot of nights, you and Michael, in close quarters, and he's a good talker. I mean,
We did.
So what would you hear from Michael?
You know everything. I mean, from Michael, one time I know he started counting backwards. You know, he said something like 38, and I didn't get it, Reggie. You know what I mean? And he started saying 36. I said, wait a minute. So he going backwards, and now if he get to 0, he got 40. But it was me and Michael had a lot of talk.
Sometimes MJ would break the will of his opponents even before they got on the court. Atlanta Hawks legend Dominique Wilkins recalls when the Bulls icon crashed their locker room to set a target.
So we are in Chicago. Michael walks into our locker room in suit and tie, and I'm like, what this son of a gun coming to our locker room for? I'm thinking he going to training room or something. And he walks by me, he walks by Kevin Willis, he gets to Randy with me, he taps him on his leg, he said, lace him up, it's gonna be a long night. And I'm shocked. You know, I didn't know what to say. So he's walking out, and like again, I didn't know what to say, and I just yelled something. I said, well, you tell that son of a bitch Scottie Pippen, I'm gonna kick his ass. And shit, I didn't know what to say. You know, he had 60 that night.
Michael fake, shoots it up baseline right in the circle, comes up shooting from 20. Inside Jordan, Michael gets fouled. He hung on the rim. He's been 60 or more. 61.
He actually dropped 61 points that night. I looked it up.
60. Well, anyway, it was over 60 when he got that night. But man, and I think we ended up winning that game, I believe. Anyway, he had 60 that night, but it was a heck of a game.
The fact that MJ said that and got 61 points was enough for Wilkins to believe he wasn't normal. It's almost a similar story for Eddie Johnson, who remembered clearly when Jordan targeted Suns rookie Dan Marley, and even took a bet against MJ's claim that he would dominate the rookie.
Well, I don't know if it never happened, but I do know he does take everything personal, and in everything that he does, cards, whatever. I was in a room with him for, 5 hours one time, day of a game. He wouldn't let us leave. Me, Tom Chambers, Ty Corbin. It was an exhibition game, and he would not let us leave. And we were stiff. I called Cotton, said, Cotton, I can't go. He said, that's okay, I was gonna hold you out. Tom called him up. Cotton, I'm sore, I can't go. That's okay, I wasn't gonna play. And Ty Corbin wouldn't dare do it, right? I'm not doing it. So Jordan stands up in the room and he says, you tell that boy Dan Marley, I got something for him tonight. And now I stood up, I couldn't hardly walk. I mean, literally, we had played the night before, traveled that day. I was stiff as a board. He would not, if Scottie Pippen in the room, Horace Grant, I mean, we just playing this game called Tongue, okay? And we just going at it. And he looked at Tom and I, he said, I'm gonna give your boy 40.
In an exhibition game?
Yeah, we like, who? Dan. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Bet 100, bet 200. I took the bet. Tom took the bet. So he starts the game, and he just going nuts. I'm over there still stiff. I got heat packs under my clothes, man. I'm like stiff. This man's out there going crazy. And Tom and I sitting there looking at him like, this dude is just insane. So he had about 34. And he walks over to the bench, and he catches the ball. He looks at Tom and I, like, get that money, man. He catches the ball, and Dan's guarding. He reverse pivots on him, so Dan's got to backed up, and he went right, and he just tried to tear the rim down. Tongue wagging went down like this, right, and holding up 400. Nobody knew what the 4 was, right? And so we're looking, so timeout, Cotton called a timeout. And Michael came over after the timeout. He said, Cotton, your boys, they were playing cards with me all day. told on us. So that's why. Oh yes. So that's why. So that's why y'all not playing. That's why they not playing. And they bet me too. I told them I was gonna give your boy Dan Marley 40, and he had 30. He had 30, 36, 38, and we sitting over there. And Cotton turns to Dan, who's a rookie, right? Because Dan supposedly locked Jordan up, in the Olympics, right? And Cotton looks at Dan and said, Dan, what did you do to Michael? Just messing with him. And Dan was like, I didn't do anything to him. We fell out laughing. And he went, man, he dunked for the 40 on everybody. And look, what ran past me, I want my money. Checked himself out the game. The next day, Cotton tried to kill me and Tom, virtually the whole team in practice, because he felt that that's the reason we didn't play.
Oh, my goodness.
So Michael will tell.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. All right.
For Alonzo Mourning, he got the stick when he tried to match up with MJ and block his shots. In their following matchup, MJ made sure Alonzo remembered.
A couple of games back, we played him, and I was blocking his shot.
Jordan went to the left-hand block by Mourning.
He remembered that. He knew I was there. That's why he got all hyped. He knew I was in there. So that dunk was big to him anytime he dunked on me, So, hey.
Pippen gets it to Jordan. Michael challenges and slams.
If Michael played today,
yeah,
he'd probably average almost 50 a game. I mean, he really would, because you wouldn't be able to touch him on the perimeter, so he'd be shooting a ton of free throws.
Yeah, so when everybody does this Michael LeBron comparison, it's like you almost can't, it's not the same game that they're playing.
It's not the same game. You're right, it's not the same game. I would have loved to see LeBron play in the 90s, in the early 90s, late 80s.
Well, he would have been a baby.
Antonio Harvey recalls when a former teammate got too carried away when MJ was having a bad night.
We're winning the game. Right. We're up by 8 points. And one of our teammates, Derek Martin, had been in LA with Mike when he was filming Space Jams. It was the summer after he filmed Space Jams.
Okay.
We're up 8. Mike is 4 for 16 from the field. He's having a really rough night.
Right.
Derek decides, because there's about 10 minutes to go in the game and we're winning, he decides to say to Michael Jordan, who's having an off night, hey, Mike, shit's not falling tonight, Mike. You're having an off night, Mike. Really? 24 points in the last 10 minutes. His last jump shot, this is no lie, he catches the ball in the post. He does the typical Jordan fadeaway. He's fading towards our bench. He knocks down the shot. They go up by 6. He turns to the bench and says, shut up, you little bitch. True story.
Wow.
We go in the locker room after the game. Mike has killed us.
Right.
Byron Scott, who's now the head coach of the Lakers, was assigned to guard Michael Jordan and had been doing a great job. And then Mike lit him up for 24 points in the last 10 minutes of the game. He comes in the locker room. He's on fire. He walks up to Derek Martin and says, listen, don't you ever talk to the guy I'm guarding. You talk to your guy.
Yeah.
Don't you talk, we had to break, it was almost a fight in the locker room. And Byron Scott's a fourth-degree black belt.
You gotta get Nate to get in there with the gloves, man. Just let him do the thing.
Shit, I got out the way. By all means, feel free.
For John Salley, he was in enemy lines with MJ as a member of the infamous Bad Boys Pistons. They devised the Jordan rules to lock and frustrate MJ. Salley would later team up with MJ in Chicago and see how intense he could be, even in practice.
It was me, Dennis, and James Edwards, Ron Harper on that team. Ron Harper used to give Michael the numbers. Well, the people don't know that. When he was healthy, he was.
Harper was a problem.
He was.
He used to talk about it in the Laker locker room all the time.
He was a problem when he was healthy.
He was. And MJ, we were in a practice. Phil said, tell him to go home, and he didn't know why, and he waited. And he was like, all right, we're playing for minutes, scrimmage for minutes. And MJ came in, nah, you ain't putting me out. And he had on regular tennis shoes. They looked like Vans, but they were Nike. He had his sweats cut and rolled at the bottom. He thought he was fly. He wasn't. But, you don't say nothing to the Messiah. And he was like, yeah, put all the Pistons on that team, Wood Harp, and put Randy Brown over there. And Harp was pissed because Black Randy Brown was. Yeah. And we're playing. All of a sudden, I'm running back, and MJ gets a steal. And I go, and he's about to do the right-hand jump. I said, I know exactly what dunk you're going to try. I'm getting this. I don't care. I drop, step, and turn around and about to jump. And as I'm about to jump, his midsection is moving past my face. And you know, you try to bring yourself down. He was like, block this, bitch. Boom. And I'm like, I take the ball out, boom, boom. I'm staying in the hotel behind the facility. So I would jump the fence. And I go home, I call my mother. She's like, how is it? I said, Ma, I just saw the greatest player of all time. She said, it took you that long to admit it. I go, yeah, it took me this long to admit it. But I just saw him play in tennis shoes, no tape, no knee brace, no wristband, sweatpants on, t-shirt, and a practice jersey, and thought he was in the finals against us. Like, he literally thought he was reliving the 80s. And I was like, yeah, this dude is on next level. We would go out to play against somebody. You know, MJ coming, everybody's happy to see him, but even in the back when you're about to put your hands together, he was hella intense. He was the last to come out. So we would all run out, and then MJ would be the last. That would scare. If you looking down there, you go, oh my God, MJ. Oh, here come the devil now.
Yeah, you hope he wasn't showing up,
yes, right? He was, and my locker was here at the United Center, and he was right here. And I would watch him put his sock up, and then look at this sock. And then, like, had to be the same height. And then he would, you know, everything had to, like, he was a gladiator. And I was like, I don't even think people realize how psycho this dude is. All you got to do, pull his shirt out a little bit, it's going to piss him off. It needs to be tucked perfectly. Just mess up his outfit. You know, that's the only way to stop him, to make him think about anything else but destroying you. And his mentality was destroy you.
Yeah.
Demean you. Finish you. Shouldn't even be on court with me. It is the best thought in the world.
From one former Bad Boys Pistons to another legendary one, Isiah Thomas. Thomas and MJ had somewhat of a rocky relationship during their careers, as Isiah spearheaded the Jordan rules that eliminated MJ and the Bulls from 3 consecutive playoff series. Jordan, on the other hand, reportedly had Isiah removed from the Dream Team. But one thing Isiah admired about Jordan's game was that he kept coming back again and again.
Like, Jordan was the most dominant player in our era, and we would talk for hours on the phone watching him play against another team, you know, just admiring him play. But at the same time, it was like there were things that he did in the air that we just couldn't do. We used to go back and talk after you be playing, and you actually think that we've done a good job, and then you look up at the scoreboard.
That's the best way to explain it right
and
there.
the dude got like 39 or 40, and you're like, damn, like, I thought we was doing all right. Like, and then you get on the bus and you're talking, and I remember saying this to you, I was like, I feel like sometimes he treating us like we in high school.
Eventually, MJ overcame the Jordan rules and swept the Pistons on his way to his first championship in 1991. That was the infamous tie where Isiah and some of his Detroit teammates walked off the court without shaking hands with the Bulls. Moving to a player who had some memorable Eastern Conference playoff battles with MJ, Patrick Ewing. Maybe not so memorable for Ewing, because in another era without MJ, he would, or should have certainly won a couple of championships at least.
I'm not sure anyone had to deal with Michael Jordan the way you had to deal with Michael Jordan, the NCAA championship game your freshman year. Then your Knicks were eliminated by the Bulls 5 times. How do you think your career would have been different if circumstances hadn't put you in the same place and time as the guy considered the greatest basketball player on earth ever?
Well, it could have been a lot different. I played 17 years, and like you said, 6 years. We played against the Bulls 6 times. We were only able to win one of those times, and unfortunately, he wasn't there. So he's been talking trash from the first day that I met him, and he still continued to talk trash, telling me that I have never beaten him when it counted.
I mean, you guys met as high school recruits.
Right.
That's a long time. That's decades and decades of trash talk, Patrick.
Oh, yes, and it still hasn't stopped. Even today, if I call him right now, he'll still be talking trash to me.
The Jordan-Ewing rivalry always felt a bit one-sided. The Knicks were legit contenders. They played tough defense, they played physical, and had Madison Square Garden rocking. The problem was that Jordan existed at the same time. Every time New York looked ready to break through, the Bulls were right there, and Jordan just had another level in big moments. But Ewing wasn't the only Knick on the downside of facing Jordan.
During our time with the Knicks, there was no layup rule. And every time someone went to the basket, there was going to be a challenge in some form or fashion, whether it was standing in front of a guy or going to try to meet him. And so Michael Jordan this time was going to the basket, and I decided that, hey, it may be a good idea to try to go over and block his shot again. Unfortunately, that time I got put on a poster and with the fat lip.
Picked off by Harper. Fires it down. Jordan with Ewing back. Jordan around Ewing. Oh, what a move, and the foul.
And then I always ask how many people have that story. So I'm just grateful to have great Michael Jordan stories because that meant that I was there in the building.
So you got a fat lip, and he dunked on you?
Yes, he did.
But you know what? Michael doesn't have a Heisman, Charlie.
That is true.
Yeah.
B.J. Armstrong had a front row seat to watch MJ's dominance. He was drafted in '89 and was around for Chicago's first three-peat. One of the things that got to him was how MJ structured his perspective in the game.
Is it really true he never knew what the score of the game was? I mean, was that really the case, BJ?
Well, I think he knew what the score was, but he made a conscious effort to always treat the game as if the game was always 0-0. It was such a unique perspective because Michael Jordan always wanted to play that possession, and he was trapped like in that moment. And that's what I learned about him. He never, when you get up 20, there's a natural tendency to have a letdown. There's a natural tendency to maybe back away. Michael Jordan was always 0-0, always. If you ask him today what the score of the game is, he's going to always approach it at 0-0, which kept him in that moment.
And see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0 instead of 5-6 point lead.
He never let down. He constantly kept the pressure on you, offensively, defensively, mentally, emotionally.
Including in the huddle?
Including in the huddles. And if you asked him what was the score, it was 0-0. And that, to me, was a different way to approach the game. And there were so many things that were different about the way he approached the game and the way I or many of the other players in the NBA. I mean, who goes out and you're up 20 and you're still playing the game as if the score was tied? But he did that. He took practice that way. That was his approach to practice. That was his approach to the game. And if you ask him, Rich, when you see him, he's going to, without question, say it's 0-0.
But he would also bait young players into asking.
The young guys, we had a thing in Chicago called silly fines. And if we were up big, especially in the game, we would ask the younger players, the rookies, say, what's the score of the game? And then, of course, the rookie would look up and he'd tell the score of the game, and that was a silly fine. So he wanted to make sure that everyone else was engaged into the game as well, but it was kind of our thing.
Brad Sellers played for the Chicago Bulls in the early years before the dynasty. That meant he saw the younger and probably raw side of Michael Jordan who wanted to win.
And gets it away to Jordan.
It didn't take me long from when I got there in '86 to realize the things he was doing was freakish. And Kenny, I can tell you, you should see the stuff my first 2 years, like just tapes of games we played in, right? He was shredding people. I mean, these are all stars, all defensive players. They had nothing for him, nothing, right? And no task was too big, right, for him. The freak stuff that he was doing, you don't even get to see the freak stuff as far as real athletic that you won't see, because it really wasn't ESPN running around at that time like that, right? So you couldn't see the highlights. The stuff he was doing in and game out, this was daily. We would find ourselves watching him in the game.
Taking pictures,
Like, whoa, the stuff he was doing so freakish, it was inhuman. Like, who could do that?
Even when MJ was retired, he still put players in their places. And Steven Jackson was a victim of that. He remembers being dominated by a 50-year-old MJ.
Man, let me tell you what happened. So I was playing in Charlotte, right? This is before, the first year I got there, we got to the playoffs for the first time. And so MJ loved me for that alone. Right. But when I first got there, it was kind of rocky. You know what I'm saying? I just got traded there. So we got our ass beat by somebody, and he came in the locker room after the game just going off on us like we need to get our shit together, right? And I made some little comment or something like that. He ain't say nothing. So he came and practiced the next day. Back on that shit. Yeah, y'all think y'all did something? I'm 6. Oh, he started talking about all his accolades. Take my shoes off. Because, he had gave me his, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't just talking to me. He was talking because everybody had his shoes off, but he had gave me a deal and all that. Yeah. This shit kind of directed to me and Gerald Wallace because we the leaders of the team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he going off.
Mike told you take his fucking shoes off.
Damn near. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the shit I done done. Y'all went to, I'm just going off on us right to the point where he gets on the second team in practice. And we lose.
You lying. You ain't losing 50 years old.
Mike suited
up. How old was Mike?
Listen. This was in 2010.
Mike suited up?
Dog, whatever he had on, he came out there, got on, pushed, I guess, the guard, whoever Gerald Wallace was guarding, the 3 guard, kicked him out and got in that spot and played with the second team. Our second team wasn't scrubs now, but he just gave them niggas confidence through the roof. And he scored a couple points, you know what I'm saying?
Back up on Mike.
Oh, he scored a couple points, and to the point where he talked so much shit afterwards, he grabbed the ball and went dunk one on the way out. Yeah, the true story. Ask anybody that was on my Charlotte team, dog. And he came in there and bust our ass.
Let me ask you, did you feel like shit?
One thing.
Was you like, this old motherfucker just came in and did us dirty this and dunked on the way out?
Nah, I'm a real one. This is what I told myself. And you can ask my partners when I got home. That's why he the GOAT.
Hey,
that's why I'm wearing the shoes.
Hey, Mike had to come in. See, the prior nigga from Port Arthur, Mike came in there talking crazy. He want mama on this motherfucker out of here over here. That shit washed up now, nigga. I know what you said. You washed up now. I don't want to hear that shit over here. I thought we had him. Mike show up the next day. Take my fucking shoes off, nigga. Hey. You niggas don't deserve to play in my shit. Hey. You niggas deserve to play in something else. Fuck off my... Get out. I'm in. And then one.
Hey, but let me tell you what's crazy though.
That's
let me tell you what's crazy though. We went on a run. I had one of the best years of my career after that. We made the playoffs, all that. We finished the league, #1 defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? From that moment on, we took off. So he knew what he was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's more reason from basketball, from him being the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to get to us.
He told y'all niggas, y'all can't guard me, nigga. I'm 51.
And we turned up after that.
They like, damn, our defense ain't shit. That's crazy, man.
For Joe Johnson, he didn't have it much easier guarding a 40-year-old Jordan when he was with the Wizards.
My rookie year was MJ's first year back in the NBA with the Wizards. Ooh. Yeah, we played against them 4th game of the season. I was starting. Eric Williams get hurt 2nd game of the season, small forward, so they started me, and I got to guard MJ. Paul Pierce like, man, I'm gonna get him in the 4th quarter. I need you to give him the first 3. Look, I'm like, all right, bet. So, man, we got out there. First off, Twan and MJ talking stuff to each other on the tip. Like, you know what I'm saying? So MJ tell Paul, I gotta come all the way back to the NBA just to get a pickup game with you, just to get a run with you. So they all going back and forth the whole game. But I'm like, man, y'all gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one got to guard this man. But it was a fun moment, man. I embraced the challenge, and I had so much fun. But I got so many pictures and memories from that moment. And even the video, like, it was crazy. It was on TNT. Like, I'll never forget it.
What did he do that game? What did MJ do?
He finished with like 30, 32.
What'd you do?
We ended up getting, I had 16 and 10.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Solid.
Playing with Twan and Paul in their prime, that's solid.
Yeah, I'm surprised you got enough looks to get 16 with them two.
Right.
Did you play against Jordan when he was with the Wizards?
Yeah, I played against MJ when he first came back for the Wizards. I was in Boston at that time.
And what happened? What happened?
Man, we beat him, but I was kind of starstruck the whole game because I had to guard him. I had to guard him, and him and Paul Pierce was talking junk back and forth the whole game. I'm thinking to myself, Paul, just kind of chill out. You know, I'm the one out here got to guard. But, you know, as a rookie, as a rookie, man. I enjoyed that moment, and I still watch that to this day.
What do you remember about that? Here you are, a rookie with the Celtics, and Mike comes to town. Granted, he's with the Wizards, and Pierce, who's not guarding him, is giving him back and forth. But what do you remember most about that?
I remember, I just remember trying to play well. That was it. I remember it being a TNT game, and I just wanted to play well against him. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stop him, or I wasn't smart enough. I knew he was very crafty at his age. I think he's probably 38. But, man, he was great. I think he probably had about, 27, 28 points.
And you probably thought you did a good job on him, right?
I thought I did a fairly decent job. We got the win. That's what matters.
Craig Hodges was one man who got close to two of the game's greatest, with MJ as a teammate where he won 2 titles, and with Kobe as an assistant coach for the Lakers, where he also won 2 championships. To him, both players were eerily similar, but MJ was a freak of nature.
A lot of them knocks that Kobe had to shoot with 2 hands, when that knock would happen, MJ put that bad boy over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the difference, huh? Okay. Okay. I didn't hear that.
We was over
crazy,
here politicking.
That to me is the only difference is that gripper.
Yeah.
And that gripper. Because, I'm telling you, I done seen this brother make like he going to do a crossover, and you... Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a knit right there, bro.
Come on. Only man, I'm telling you, him and Dr. J, them hands, come on, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's certain, and that's the way you say, like, the creator knows who should have what.
Exactly. You can't question them.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is what you're gonna need to do what you got in your mind that you're gonna do. And there it is, go for it. I can work, like I'm telling you, I was with MJ 4.5 seasons or whatever. Never lost a suicide. Never.
Never lost a suicide.
Never.
It's crazy.
Never. Close? No.
Look at Jay. That's hard to believe, huh? Because some days you nigga walking down, I don't feel like running suicide.
And we would ask Phil how many we got after practice, and he would ask us how many we want. Because he knew we was trying to get him. So it would be like this. All right, me and BJ, we gonna go out hard on him.
Oh, y'all would team up on it.
Please. Soon as the whistle blow, he damn near coming back at us.
That's different.
You feel me?
Yeah.
On the real, and this ain't no job, and I'm running. I feel like I could run all day.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I quick hands, some speed.
Yeah.
But man, it wasn't even fair.
There were many things that made Michael Jordan tick. Sure, he was obsessed with winning, wanted to master every aspect of his nearly flawless game, wanted to show the world who and what he was each and every single night.
It's good at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
Yes, but the biggest thing that made the GOAT tick were the actual guys chirping on the court, even if it was out of good nature. MJ wanted someone to provoke him, just so he could feel his greatest sense of motivation kick in. And that is what made him better at basketball than any man or woman to ever live.